The Cousins Boot Camp. Justice served in the torture and death of Jallen McConnie. Some crimes are so heinous, so devoid of humanity, that they leave an indelible scar on the collective conscience. The case of Jallen McConnie, a special needs teenager subjected to unimaginable torture, is one such crime. Today, we delve into the tragic details of this case, the legal proceedings, and the lingering questions that remain. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Johnette Booker, a 43-year-old woman, has been sentenced to 20 years in prison. This sentence marks a somber milestone in a case that has gripped the nation. She was convicted of manslaughter, assault, and endangering the welfare of a child. The victim, Jallen McConnie, was a 15-year-old with special needs. His life was tragically cut short by the very person entrusted with his care. The sentencing brings a measure of closure, but the pain of Jallen's loss remains palpable. Jallen McConnie was believed to be autistic. He faced a multitude of challenges. He was diagnosed with PTSD, ADHD, and oppositional defiant disorder. These conditions made him particularly vulnerable. Jallen's behavioral disorders required specialized care and understanding. Instead, he was met with cruelty and violence. In the summer of 2021, he was sent to live with Booker in New York City from Georgia. This decision would prove to be fatal. Booker subjected Jallen to a month-long ordeal of torture. She chillingly referred to this abuse as Cousins Boot Camp. The reality was far from a harmless disciplinary measure. It was a systematic campaign of cruelty. The boot camp included repeated beatings. Jallen was forced to endure hours of grueling exercise. He was confined and rarely allowed to leave the Upper West Side home. This isolation amplified his suffering. The physical and mental trauma inflicted upon Jallen was severe. He was stripped of his dignity and subjected to unimaginable pain. The Cousins Boot Camp was a chamber of horrors. It was a testament to the depths of human depravity. The events leading to Jallen's death are particularly disturbing. He interrupted a cousin watching Netflix. This seemingly minor infraction triggered a brutal assault. Johnette Booker, Mitcho Booker, and Jovan McConnie participated in the attack. Jallen was beaten from head to toe. The violence was relentless and merciless. He was forced to ingest water through a shower head. This act of forced ingestion was both humiliating and dangerous. Jallen collapsed in the bathtub. His body was later found covered in bruises and cuts. The scene was a stark testament to the brutality he had endured. His life was extinguished in a maelstrom of violence. The medical examiner ruled the cause of death as homicidal asphyxia. This confirmed the horrific nature of Jallen's demise. Johnette Booker attempted to cover up Jallen's death. She claimed he committed suicide. The prosecutor argued that this was just another attempt to conceal her delight in terrorizing the boy. The lies and deceit only compounded the tragedy. They revealed a chilling lack of remorse. Jallen's sister, Mikarsha Rogers, expressed enduring grief. She misses her baby every day. Her words painted a poignant picture of a life stolen too soon. The prosecution requested a maximum 25-year sentence. Judge Corey Weston imposed a 20-year sentence. Booker showed no remorse during the proceedings. She offered only a brief acknowledgement to the judge. Her lack of empathy was deeply disturbing. Judge Corey Weston said Jallen's killing was one of the saddest cases I've ever seen. The judge's words underscored the profound tragedy of the case. It was a stark reminder of the vulnerability of special needs individuals. Mitcho Booker awaits trial for manslaughter. His involvement in the assault is still under scrutiny. Jovan McConnie was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison for assault. This sentence reflects his role in the abuse. The legal proceedings against the other individuals involved are ongoing. The pursuit of justice continues. The goal is to ensure that all those responsible are held accountable for their actions. This case underscores the vulnerability of special needs individuals. It highlights the devastating consequences of abuse. The family continues to grapple with the loss of Jallen. His absence leaves an unfillable void. Jallen was a victim of unimaginable cruelty. His story serves as a stark reminder of the importance of protecting vulnerable individuals. We must remain vigilant in our efforts to prevent such tragedies from happening again. The Cousins Boot Camp was not just a case of abuse. It was a betrayal of trust. It was a failure of humanity. Jallen's memory demands that we learn from this tragedy. We must strive to create a world where such horrors are never repeated. This case is a stark reminder of the darkness that can exist within the human heart. It is a call to action. We must be vigilant in protecting the vulnerable. We must hold perpetrators accountable. We must honor Jallen's memory by fighting for a more just and compassionate world. The pain of Jallen's loss will never truly fade. But by remembering his story, by seeking justice, and by working to prevent future tragedies, we can ensure that his life, though tragically short, was not in vain. Let us never forget Jallen McConnie. This case is a chilling reminder of the importance of vigilance and advocacy. If you suspect someone is being abused or neglected, please don't hesitate to take action. Contact your local authorities or child protective services. Your intervention could save a life. We encourage you to share this video to raise awareness about the abuse of vulnerable individuals. Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of true crime cases. Let's work together to create a safer world for everyone.